A lot of you are probably like, hey Jin, what is this? Just go to the end of the video. There'll be an explanation there. The Earth is being invaded by the evil Zangiak army. Fortunately, the members of all the Super Sentai teams are there to stop them. This is the Legend War, the war where every Super Sentai fought against the Zangiak army and sacrificed their powers to save the Earth. Fast forward to now, where the space pirates Captain Marvelous, Joe, Luca, Don, and Ahim, also known as the Gokaigers, now possess these powers in the form of very marketable and collectible keys that you can buy in. Their navigator bird Navi tells them that he's found the greatest treasure in the universe on the planet Earth. They're curious about this greatest treasure in the universe and decide to head to Earth. On their way there, they run into the Zangiak and dramatic cliffhanger. Just kidding, this is just where the opening theme is, and I actually quite like this. There are not a lot of Sentai themes that I don't like, and this shows it. It doesn't really fit the theme of pirates very well, but to me it doesn't have to fit to be a good song to listen to. As long as it gets me hyped for the show, it's a good theme to me. The Go-Getters may seem outnumbered with their one ship, but they have another trick up their sleeve. Their ship can turn into a giant mech. What? Oh boy, I hope they explain how they can do that. The Go-Getters show up in Japan to the surprise of pretty much everyone there. It's kind of a rarity to see a giant red pirate ship floating in the sky. They ask the people of Japan if they have heard of the greatest treasure in the universe, but no one knows what the heck they're talking about. So they do the only rational thing to do after that. They go to eat curry. Oh, wait, you guys wanted me to talk about that scene introducing the villains, did you? Well, they don't really do anything other than the generic villain stuff of we're gonna take over the Earth and stuff like that. I guess I should mention this now so I don't have to later. But the villains for the show are the leader of the fleet, Wars Gil, the scientist, Insarn, second in command to the Emperor, Damaris, and Wars Gil's bodyguard, Barizorg. Before the Go-Getters can eat their meal, the Zangiaks start attacking Earth again. Marvelous, mad at the Zangiak for scaring people, leads the group in fighting them, leading to their first on-screen transformation. An interesting thing the Go-Getters do with their weapons is they swap them out with some preferring guns and some preferring swords. They then show that they can use the Ranger keys to transform into previous Sentai teams by transforming into the first Sentai, Go Ranger, Alright then. After this, they both transform into Shinkenger and Maji Ranger, to finish off the rest of the Gorman soldiers and the Sioux Gormans. They easily finish off the main monsters Zangiak set down with their final wave, and the day is saved. People thank the Go-Getters for saving them, but Marvelous says the only reason he fought them was because he never got to eat his curry. The ending theme for the show isn't really much to talk about, other than that it mentions all the past Sentai teams. So that was the first episode of Kaizoku Sentai Go-Kaiger. What did I think about it? Well, I feel it's a good episode. And even after what I say about the episode, remember, overall, I feel it was a good episode. Also, this is my opinion, and I would love to hear yours in the comments. Now, I feel that an introductory episode should do a lot of things. 1. It should give a good introduction to the characters, and I think this episode handled that really well. Right off the bat, we know the Go-Kaiger's goals. They have such a good dynamic with each other, like they have really been traveling across the universe forever. Although the villains did get left in the dust by a lot. They didn't really do much here, considering that the only time I actually mentioned the villain journals at all was in 2 sentences about the same scene. But fortunately, the Go-Kaiger's make up for this, so it doesn't affect my view on the episode that much. 2. It should give a good explanation for the powers and arsenal that the heroes have. This, it didn't do very well. I came out of this with way more questions than answers. How do they get their mech? How do they just get the ability to transform? Where do they get all the Ranger keys from? Although that last one is explained in the next episode. I get that they want to keep it interesting for people to come back to it, but they could at least explain the giant plot hole of how they got a mech that can destroy multiple Zangiak fleets at once. 3. It should have a conclusive ending or an exciting cliffhanger. They did do this one well. The ending not only was conclusive and felt like the end of a story, but it also went a little deeper into Marvelous's character, which goes with the first point I made. Again, overall, I think this was a really solid episode. It just had some minor bugs to fix throughout it. I'd give this episode a 4 out of 5. Yeah, you probably want an explanation for this. Yeah, time for me to explain. So, a lot of the content I make on YouTube has been inspired by other people on YouTube. And for the longest time, I wanted to make my own version of Suede's Pokemon reviews. but with Toku. And that's really apparent with my older content, which was way lower quality than it is now. I wanted to try to do this series, but I never knew what series to start with. But with a mix of me wanting to watch more Sentai, it being Gokaiger's 10th anniversary, and it being possibly the most recognizable and appreciated Sentai show, I figured I would start with this show. I will hopefully be doing at least one review a week, and possibly more than one a week, because I don't want to take it a year to finish the show. Also, I'll be rating each episode like I did before with this episode. We'll see which ones I liked the most and which ones I didn't like at all. So, I think that explains most of it. And with that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you liked about this, what I should change, what you think should stay, what you think the next show I talk about should be. Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys next time.